What up? Sita Mangala here, the Reverend of the Revolution. Welcome to your Daily Revolution. Today's topic: I would love some free advice. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You ever met a business owner, someone who runs a business, charges money, excuse me, and you ever hear them say something as silly as, I would love some free advice? You know, business owners is one thing, but to have a coach, someone who would actually charge money to somebody for their expertise, come out and say, I would love some free advice. Well, look, here's what happened. So I see this individual who seems to have this incredible message, and I'm like, you know what? I had to reach out and just have a conversation. I have an event coming up. We had our High Paid Coach event coming up. It was a couple months ago, and I thought this could really serve this individual. So I reach out, and she says, I would love some free advice. Now, why am I shooting this podcast? Look, you cannot outsmart the universe. You cannot outsmart karma. You can't, rig the system. You're not going to cheat the system. If you are a coach and you want to get paid, if you are a parent and you want your children to do their job, if you are a business owner and you want your people to show up, here's the news for you. Do the thing that you want your clients or your people or your family or your children to do. Do that thing. It's absurd to think if you are a coach, I'm going to go build a great business with free advice. Think about it. You're trying to cheat the system. This is like parents who say, do as I say, not as I do. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's like Christians. Christians are like, I believe in God, and yet they go and act like buffoons and idiots, inconsiderate, selfish, prideful, egotistical with their actions. It doesn't work. It will never work. So, how does this apply to you in your life? This whole, I want some free advice. I got news for you. Go pay for the best advice so you can get a return on it. You see, free advice, especially when you're talking about business, is very costly. If you're just out, look, if you're listening to podcasts and like this is free. If you're just watching, great. But if you're trying to get some very specific things for your business or for your marriage, like free advice is costly. It's like help. I'd love to come help you, and you don't even have to pay me. Free help is some of the most costly help. When you're trying and you're committed to building a 6, 7, 8-figure business, the last thing you want is free advice or free help. Go pay for it. Even spiritually, in the spiritual domain, people will say things like, well, I just want something free. I'm like, why? You cannot have someone give you something for free. It requires time, energy, and money. But the thing I think about is there's a parable in the good book where it talks about these 10 virgins in this party they were going to. And they needed their lamps to light the way at night. Now, these lamps, it's not like you can just open the top up and dump the oil in it to light the wick, right? It's not like that. You can't share your oil with these particular types of lamps. So the parable says that 5 of them were prepared. They had filled their lamps. They had filled their cups. They had filled their buckets. They had done the work on a daily basis. They had done the spiritual disciplines. And they had developed a spirituality and a power and a certainty and a capacity because of the work they had done on a daily basis. And there were 5 who did not. And when it was time to go to the party, the parable says, the 5 that did not were like, please share with us. And they couldn't find their way. They couldn't go get more oil. And then they couldn't make it to the party, and thus they were left out. See, this is going to happen with many people today. Free, I want it for free. Even though, most churches, that doesn't cost money to go to church. You still got to do the work. You still got to put in the discipline. You still got to do whatever's required to build the capacity and the power for you. Even in relationships. There's no such thing as some, free lunch in a marriage. I posted something about date night, and someone said, well, September, what if my wife doesn't like date night? I'm like, give her what she wants, but this much I know for sure. Whatever you water will grow, whatever you don't won't. And date night, what else would you do? Sometimes people think it's you got to go out on a date. Look, go for a hike. Go hold hands and talk and go kiss. Go discuss the affairs of the family and of the marriage. Go do an activity together. Go build whatever you want to build with each other. The point is, it requires time, energy, and money. And if you're looking for free, it ain't no free. It's going to cost you heavily, high cost, and be extremely expensive if you're trying to do this for free. So back to the original story here, to the coaches out there, to the people out there who want to charge but they don't want to go pay. There's a reason you are where you are. There's a reason why you can't seem to figure it out, because you're breaking one of the natural laws. Don't think you're going to outsmart karma. You want people to write you big checks? Go write checks. You want your kids to show up? Show up for them. You want your kids to tell the truth? You tell the truth. You want your employees to keep their agreements? You keep the agreements. That's the podcast I got for you today. Where can you apply this in your life today? Stop being cheap. Stop trying to circumvent the system. Free advice is costly. I would pay for it so you get the greatest return on your money. I'm out. For more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.